Okay, so welcome to this tutorial. You're going to learn how to create a token with image, name, and symbol, and also with fixed supply and with node freeze authority by removing it, all with code. So we're going to do all with code on Typescript. Okay, so all the code will be on the description, okay? Okay, so welcome to this tutorial. The idea is I created this repository so you can create a wallet with vanity, also a token with vanity. You can start or end the token with any string you want. Then you can airdrop if you are on DevNet and the code to import the secret key to Phantom. You can mint tokens, update the token metadata, the name, the symbol, and the URI with image. Then remove the freeze authority and revoke the mint authority so you can launch. So now let's clone the repository. It's done on Typescript. So are all the steps you need to create a token, organize it with numbers. So we click here on code and we click on copy URL. We go to a terminal and we click git clone and we clone the repository. Then you move to the repository, then npm install, then you access via your preferred code editor. I'm using VS Code. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to create a private key with vanity. So the public key ends with, for example, let's make it simpler and let's save it to, wallet. So npx ts nodes. We're using Typescript and src. Okay, so we're using WSL. You can see in the tutorial how to install it. And the idea is to run Typescript. One. Let's create private key with vanity. So we wait until it's created. Okay, so the idea that the wallet public key ends with a TKN. As you can see, we can check it. We run Solana keygen pub key and then wallet to see the public key. As you see, it can end with this. You can also change, for example, to start with, if you want to start with that. Then the next step is to airdrop and decode. So npx ts node src to airdrop and decode. Okay, the first step, we load the secret key from wallet. And the idea is to save it as an hexadecimal secret key. So we can import this string into Phantom. Also, we're using DevNet. And we're requesting to Solana airdrop, because if we check, for example, Solana balance, and we pass this wallet, we have 0 sol. You can get your Solana configuration by Solana config get. And if you are not on DevNet, you can set Solana config set with the flag URL and then DevNet. So this is the way you can set to DevNet, or you can switch to mainnet beta. Okay, the next step is to airdrop and save as an hexadecimal, because now our wallet is a uint8 array. So we write npx ts nodes src to airdrop and decode. Okay, so it's successful. So if we check again the balance, Solana balance, we now have 2 sol. Okay, so next step is to actually create the token. So you can create any suffix. For example, in this case, let's create a suffix like token.
and we need to put it also ends with suffix. So here we pass it here. So token. And now, for example, let's start with to change this thing. So now we run npx and we are saving this as, let's save as vanity token. So the idea is to run multiple workers, because if you want, for example, a longer, a 4-letter, I am using all my resources. I have a good CPU. I have a powerful CPU. So the idea is to run a lot of workers. So when you are ready, you run this script. That is src3 find address with multi-threading. So we run, and it will create several workers, and it will print once a CPU thread worker checks 100,000 secret keys and checks the public key if the public key matches, and if the public key matches that starts with the suffix, it will be prefix, it will stop the workers, and as you can see, we have this vanity token created. So if we check Solana, keygen, pub key, and we select vanity token, we see that it starts with toc, okay? Okay, so the next step is to mint the token. We are on DevNet, we're using the vanity token. Here you can add the mint authority and the freeze authority. If you set it to null, tokens account, you cannot freeze token accounts. I recommend removing freeze authority, but we're going to do it on a separate script. So now we are creating a freeze authority with our payer public key. So we were able to mint, and when we finish minting, we're going to revoke the mint authority and remove the freeze authority. So let's mint a token. So we're using our wallet, and we want this vanity token. We want the token to have a custom address. So now let's run npx ts node src2 mint token. Okay, so the token has been minted. Important to say, okay, so we have the mint address. So now let's update the metadata. So we can add here, for example, test token. You can add here the name of your token, the symbol, and the URI for the image, the logo of the token. And here we're running the metadata to find the PDA for the metadata. And we are creating the metadata instruction and adding the transaction, sending the transaction to the RPC, and finally confirming if the transaction is successful. This create metadata account instruction, and this create metadata account instruction are from Metaplex, are from MPL token metadata from Metaplex. So now let's run npx ts node and src and 3-4 metadata. So if we go, we copy the mint address. Okay, so it's successful. So if we go, okay, so if we go to a Explorer and we switch to DevNet, we see that the token, the mint account, has a mint authority and a freeze authority. So we need to remove this both. We see that we have a test token. So now, for example, let's mint 1 billion tokens before removing because now the current supply is 0. So now let's mint some. So we go back and we go here to mint more. on DevNet, and here we pass the mint address. So we run npx ts node, and the idea is to mint to our wallet. I'm creating an associated token account that is combining the mint address and the wallet. So it is deterministically created. So we now run src-5 mint more. So we are minting 1 billion. Okay, so all the code will be links on the description. Okay, so you can get all this code. Okay, so now if we refresh, we now have 1 billion. So now let's revoke first the freeze authority. So the plan is here to pass the token address and then the token account. So let's search for this token account on the Explorer. You can also get this token account. You can also get this token account by looking for the associated token account. But for this purpose, we're going to use Explorer. So we refresh. And as you can see, we have 4 transactions. Let's check if it's the third one. So this is the token because this is the price. This is the Lamport balance. It needs to be rent exempt free. So we copy the token account, we paste it here, and then we run to this script to remove the freeze authority. So see. So okay, so freeze authority has been removed. So if we go back, we don't have no freeze authority, we only have the mint authority. So now let's remove the mint authority. So we copy this token and we go to revoke token. We need the mint address. So it's the token address. So we paste it here. Finally, we npx 15 about freeze authority. So when you remove the mint authority, you cannot mint no more tokens. So it's a good way for securing your project. So mint authority will be removed if we refresh, and you cannot recover never again. It's perpetual. So finally, if you want this wallet to be on Phantom with the code, you can copy this address. You go to your Phantom, you access, and you click here on add, import a private key, test. You paste it here, import, and you need to be on here on settings, and you go to developer settings, and you need to activate a test mode. And here you can see. Okay, so here you can see the test token that we have created, and we have removed